Vintage Airstream Podcast. It's vaporific.
Tim Shepard from the Vintage Airstream Podcast here. Going to do a little bit of a servicing on my air conditioner. When I washed the trailer here recently, I noticed the crack in the shroud. So we're going to see if we can't take care of that. A little trick for me, what I do is I have this ladder, and I got a swimming pool noodle that I cut in half, and I attach it to my trailer ladder. So when I lean it against the trailer, it will not scratch it. So okay, I'm going to climb up there and get the shroud off. Okay, here I am up on top of the trailer. You can see there's the crack in the shroud. That's what I'm going to try and repair today. This is a Dometic heat pump. It has the holes on the side for the heat pump function, and it's a little dirty. So after I pull this off, I'm going to go ahead and blow out the inside with the air compressor and do some regular maintenance on it as well. So let's go ahead and get the shroud off. Okay, so here's the air conditioner with the shroud removed. You can see how dirty and grimy it is. I'm just going to take this air compressor hose and blow it out since I got the shroud off. Just like, I'm just going to go through all of it like that and blow them all out. I just had to check on the repairs that I did last year. I don't know if you recall from the blog, but I had the startup capacitor go out on us when we were camping in Florida, Fort Wilderness. And it's just a small little square. I'll try and find a picture of it. I'm sure I got one. And it just had a whole burnt hole through it. And this is the new replacement model here. You actually had to do some modifications, so I had to buy a drill stuff when we were camping. But you had to drill a hole, put this little bracket, and put this larger startup capacitor. It's a lot larger too. So I was just checking on it, make sure it was still okay, and it's in there fine. I did find that this ground here was loose. It was actually down here, and it was kind of stripped. So I put a new hole here, and it's a lot tighter now. So I'll just double check it. But that's the starter capacitor upgrade. And the symptoms were, of course, the air conditioner wouldn't run at all. And it's a heat pump, so it wouldn't run the heat mode either. And every time I tried to kick on, the 30 amp breaker for the site would blow. So that was the problem, is that startup capacitor. And I'll put a picture of the original one in the video. I'm going to take a little commercial break in the middle of my video to let you know about my book, Restoring a Dream, how I restored my 1960 vintage Airstream. That's my trailer right there. In the book I cover everything you need to know about choosing the right vintage trailer, how to inspect, recover, and restore it. I cover all kinds of different topics. It's full of a lot of details, pictures, everything that lets you know how to restore a Airstream travel trailer. So be sure and pick it up, check it out. It's at Amazon. Also my website, restoringadream.com. Thanks. Okay. Here we are going to go ahead and repair the crack in the shroud. In my research, I came up with this for a solution. It's my first time using the product, so we'll give it a shot. It's called Q-Bond, and the interesting thing about Q-Bond is it comes in a little vial, kind of like crazy glue, you might be used to, but it also has these reinforcing powders. They create a filler and a reinforcement to the crack that you're repairing. It comes with 2 vials of the glue and 2 vials of the reinforcing powder. They have a black powder and a gray powder. The black is mainly for plastics. It says on here for bumpers, grills, fairings, radiators, and stuff like that. And then they have another one here for aluminum and metal surfaces, and also for gray plastic. Actually, after this is cured, you can even sand it and paint it. I've seen videos where people were using it to create missing parts by using some tape to create a kind of a mold and then they would pour the powder into the mold and put the other plastic pieces of the assembly in there with it, and then bond it all together with the filling powder. So anyway, we'll give it a shot. I'm going to go ahead and clean the area first with just some spray cleaner. I'm going to drill the end of the crack with a small hole just to keep it from expanding that way, and we'll go from there. So I'll go ahead and get this set up and we'll get started. Okay, so I went ahead and cleaned out the inside and of course the outside over on this side of the crack just with some regular cleaner, and it's dry now. It's probably a good idea to clean the entire inside of the air conditioner just to prevent mold. You can see here I drilled out the bottom of the crack. That would just help keeping it from just continuing on. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this together like you normally would inside there. And then I'm going to back it with some aluminum tape for the second part of the procedure. It comes with these little puncture caps, and these will stay on there after you're done using it. It's supposed to keep it product good for a year. So, don't want to get on your fingers. So let's see. Okay. Push this thing together. They say 12 seconds. Keep the paper towels handy. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright. So, it's pretty strong, holding it together already. I don't care about the inside. I got the outside okay. Alrighty. Put some aluminum tape on the back. This is just to keep any powder from coming through that hole I made. You would also do this if you were fixing a larger crack where it's not going to have a joint. If you were going to fill an area using that filler, you would also back it with something. I'm just suggesting aluminum tape because I know this stuff does a chemical reaction. It's going to get hot. So you don't want to, of course, touch it, and you want to be real careful about breathing it in or getting it vapor in your eyes during the next part of the process here. So, okay, got my aluminum tape here. Probably should have went maybe not that big a deal, but just put some aluminum tape, folded it up at the bottom so I can pull it off easily, and I'll get set it up. Kind of, I think, needs to be vertical, of course, so the powder is not going to go all over the place. So let me get the hood set up so we can do that.